Alright, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is 12 Things Gone Forever. 1960s, Life in America. This is coming from the channel Recollection Road. Let's check it out. As a matter of fact, let's do this here. Let's get it, guys. Get some nice smooth jazz. Alright. Let's go.
In 1963, Pepsi launched its first Diet Cola with a name that evoked kicking back in the shade on a hot summer day. Patio Diet Cola was basically Diet Pepsi, and it would be rebranded as such just a year later. But that first year saw a variety of patio flavors enter the market, including grape, orange, and root beer. You might even remember fitness guru Debbie Drake as a soft drinks spokesperson.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I was born in 1986. We're gonna start there. All right. I have no idea who Debbie Drake is. I've never heard of this soda. But all right, let's continue. It is absolutely gone, guys.
Fizzies were tablets that were developed in the late 1950s that would add instant carbonation and fruit flavor to a glass of water. The Emerson Drug Company sold the sugar-free flavored tablets to wide public appeal, and by 1968, the product was even outselling Kool-Aid. Unfortunately, the sugar substitute in Fizzies included the sweetener cyclamate, which was eventually banned.
Right.
That, along with the short-lived fizz and diluted flavoring, led to its eventual demise.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. That makes sense. Yeah, that had to go, guys. That did. But I can definitely see how initially people were like, oh, do I want something that's a little bit carbonated, slightly, right? Or do I want some Kool-Aid? I can see how this Fizzies thing made a lot of sense.
Mercury Chrome, a dark pink over-the-counter antiseptic, was used on just about every cut and scrape during the 1960s.
Mercury
It
Chrome.
stung, it smelled funny, and it stained everything. It also happened to be in just about every medicine cabinet in the U.S.
Bro, please tell me this didn't have mercury in it.
Until the FDA figured out that drugs containing mercury could be harmful to us.
Oh my God.
Kids who grew up in 1960s America will undoubtedly remember Uncle Milton's ant farm. The ant farm was heavily promoted in comics and magazines and went on to sell 20 million farms to kids across the country. After purchasing an ant farm, you also had to mail a request for a shipment of 25 ants, which would arrive in a vial a few weeks later.
Okay.
Although the ant farms are still being sold today,
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, I'm pretty sure that this still exists.
it was the ant farm craze in the 1960s that caused them to hit their peak.
Okay. Bro, they had a whole ant farm department, guys. Ant farm department.
That caused them to hit their peak.
Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, no.
Hanging out at the local candy store may have been your first taste of freedom and your first experience with spending money. You could go with the change from your piggy bank and buy all the sweets your mom didn't allow you to eat at home. These stores range from novelty shops and pharmacies to 5 and dime stores. Kids often went in packs
5 and dime stores.
after school, and no one worried too much where
Like a dollar store, but everything inside the store was a nickel or a dime? God, I hate inflation, guys.
you'd been, as long as you didn't spoil your appetite. Hosted by America's oldest teenager, Dick Clark, American Bandstand was must-see TV for every kid growing
Oldest teenager. He was 19?
up in the 60s. Not only did the show help us discover new artists like
Okay, this man is not 19, guys. He looks to be about maybe 27. The people that are around him are obviously like 16, 17, maybe 15. I think she's probably 15, guys. All right, he's probably like 17. Why is this grown man? Never mind.
Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, Sonny and Cher, and Tina Turner, but it also taught us hot dance crazes like the locomotion and the mashed potato. Baseball has never been more exciting than it was in 1961, when Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, who both played for the New York Yankees, were in a neck-and-neck race to break Babe Ruth's then-record 60 home runs in a single season. On October 1st, during the last game of the regular season, Maris ended up hitting his 61st home run against the Boston Red Sox. Bicycles with high-rise handlebars and a banana seat, resembling a chopper motorcycle, instantly made it the coolest ride on the block.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think those existed in the '90s, or maybe they may have been like a, I don't know, a stayover potentially from that time, or they may just be that old potentially. I'm not sure they did sell bikes like this in stores, or maybe they were just being nostalgic.
First produced by Schwinn in 1963, kids loved it because it had a comfortable padded seat that was big enough to carry more than just one rider.
Oh, so basically back when kids actually went outside? Oh.
As BMX entered its heyday in the 1970s, bikes with banana seats fell out of style. But baby boomers can never be convinced that any other bike makes for a more idyllic childhood.
Okay.
TVs in the 1960s were gigantic, heavy, and usually mounted in a big wooden box that looked like a piece of furniture. The console television not only antennaed in the latest episode of The Andy Griffith Show, but it also provided enough room on top to show off all of your family photos.
Oh my. Oh, so they must have been fancy right here. You have a TV, looks to be a record player and a radio. I have no idea what these things are right here. Maybe they're speakers, guys. If that's the case, then this is probably very fancy. It probably cost at least, 4 popsicle sticks, guys. At least.
During the 1960s, expectant mothers across the United States would commonly be seen smoking. At the time, no one really understood the damage that could occur from smoking cigarettes while pregnant.
You were rubbing mercury into your cuts, I guess.
Doctor-endorsed advertisements, along with a lack of research on the topic, had mothers everywhere thinking it was completely fine. But it would later be found to increase miscarriages and contribute to other problems like low birth weight.
More doctors smoke Camels. Oh my God.
The British rock group The Beatles were a massive hit with American teenagers in the 1960s.
Okay.
By 1964, when they landed in America, the Beatles were greeted by more than 3,000 crazed fans at the airport before they were whisked away to prepare for their appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show. Within 2 weeks of arriving in America, the British invasion, as Walter Cronkite called it, saw 5 Beatles songs entrenched in the Billboard Hot 100, including the top 2 spots. And their televised performances had broken all ratings records, making them international superstars.
Yeah, I heard them for the first time, I think, maybe late last year.
It was a moment in history that nobody alive at the time will ever be able to forget. The Apollo 11 mission occurred just 8 years after President Kennedy issued the challenge, and as he took the first human steps on the lunar surface, astronaut Neil Armstrong called it one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. For everyone who saw it live on TV, which included a worldwide audience, it was the most amazing thing they had ever seen.
Respect. Like, this absolutely was an event. Now, if we could just go back and get that sweet, sweet helium-3, right? So we can use it to power everything and we can kind of be less reliant on fossil fuels, that'll be amazing.
If you enjoyed this video, check out the description for links that help support the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.
Guys, this was a great video. Like, seriously, great video. I have never really encountered any of these things. The concept of putting mercury onto cuts is absolutely wild. All right, that's special, guys. Right? I mean, that is absolutely special. But I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess just look at the initial ingredients to Coca-Cola. I guess you'll kind of see how wild times were back then. I guess, right? They were just doing anything. Like a lot of the crazy, like narcotics that are kind of out there now, kind of started as something else in this time. Keep that in mind. All right, a little crazy to even know that, right? But I mean, we are where we are right now because of what was going on back then. The same, right? So I hear you, guys. Which one of these surprised you, and what era are you from? Serious question. What era are you from? I know I am, in fact, from the 80s, the mid 80s, but I'm not even going to count that really because I wasn't there for long, right? I'm telling you, I think I'm more like 91 and up. I can probably recall good amount of that, right? More so than the 80s. So I would say mid 90s. The mid 90s is going to be probably the best of my recollection of times, the eras at least, guys. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.